Hey guys, what's up? It's Mokozonki, and welcome to another Hearthstone video. Oh boy, I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone lately, and this video is going to be, I guess, evidence that when a game looks like it could be over on the next turn, it can very, very swiftly change around and be completely the opposite thing. So, I wanted to show this video because, well, it's quite a plot twist, so this is an arena run that I had a couple days ago. Fairly standard arena run. I think I got 3 wins or something like that. That's usually what I get. I'm not quite good enough to get more than that, but I'm slowly improving. I can definitely tell the improvement that's happening over time. Just kind of knowing what cards synergize well together is probably the hardest thing to learn when you first start out in this game. But I got a pretty good draw at the start of the game. If you play second, unfortunately I was not second. If you play second with Rogue and you get, I believe, the Defias Bandit Ringleader, that's like one of the best cards in the entire game, if not like the best way to start out as this particular class anyway. Because you can use the coin and then use the Ringleader, and then you have like 2 minions that are fairly strong on turn 1. But unfortunately, I went second, so that did not happen. But that would have been real cool, and maybe it would have really helped out my start. But oh well. And he plays a Mana Wraith, which is kind of annoying because it makes all my minions cost 1 more, and I can't kill him on turn 2 because the hero power only does 1 damage. That's just the way it is. I also got a Knife Juggler, which is a really good minion to open up with, but unfortunately I couldn't play it on turn 2 because of the Mana Wraith. So I guess if you have a hand with a lot of spells and not a lot of minions, Mana Wraith is pretty powerful because usually people have their standard, 2 mana and 3 mana minions that they play, so it makes them have to wait a turn or use their coin in order to play those minions. So that's actually pretty effective. Unfortunately I don't have Mana Wraith, but maybe I'll check it out one day. So he smartly kills my Knife Juggler, so I can't spawn any minions and get some extra damage, because every time you spawn a minion with Knife Juggler, it hits them, and it's pretty awesome. But Wolf Rider is a nice draw that I could possibly use to take out that Mana Wraith, but I'm going to try to analyze some of my play in this particular instance, and this is a very struggle, because it feels like Eviscerate is the right card to use because it clears the Mana Wraith out of there, but at the same time, it's kind of a waste because Eviscerate is a combo card, so you probably also want to be using Eviscerate after you use another card, because then you get twice as much damage out of the card, and it's just a lot better. So I decided to Deadly Poison the Blade, which is so powerful with Rogue. I think I had 4 or 5 Deadly Poisons in this arena deck, which is really, really nice, because you can just constantly get all this free damage with the Rogue's power, and then, buffing it to 3 attack instead of 1 attack. So another Eviscerate. In Bloodsail Raider, I drew that card because, of course, it goes really, really well with the Deadly Poison combo, because it just, with the hero power and Deadly Poison, you get a free extra 3 attack out of the Raider. So that's a card that goes very, very, very well with this particular build. Now, probably what I should have done here is play the Defias Ringleader instead to try to just get some minions out. Rogue is a class that does not have very many spells that can clear the board of enemy minions, and that's probably what I should have done. So that's kind of a misplay on my part, and then just waited to kill the Hungry Dragon until next turn. Or killed the Hungry Dragon with my knife instead of hitting the face with it. But I don't think that ended up paying off horribly for you. There are times when if you don't kill a minion, you can really, really get in trouble, because that minion can then hide behind taunts. Like, for example, this Hungry Dragon only has 2 health left. I could have killed him. Sometimes that can really come back to bite you when the minion hides behind taunts and stuff like that. And then he can do more damage to you in the future. That didn't end up here because I just killed him with an Eviscerate the very next turn. But usually it's smart, even if it's a high attack minion, it's going to hurt your hero to kill it. It's usually pretty smart to take care of that guy and kill him off. So then this Windrunner is a really scary minion, because when she dies, she randomly takes control of one of your minions. Okay, so here's the first mistake of the game. The right play to do would have been to give the Zombie Chow or something like that the extra damage, and then just killed off Savannah's Windrunner, and oh well, she takes one of the really low-level minions. So this is the point of the game where the game looks like it's over. There's very, very little that you can do to actually win the game if you're my opponent in this instance, and the one thing that's worrying, though, is he has 5 or 6 cards, and I have 0 cards. I have all the board control, he's almost dead, it looks like I can probably kill him with just one minion and my blade attack, unless he has a really powerful taunt or something like that. But you guys will see what happens. So the game does essentially look over if you do just look at the board and the hero's health. However, there are certain cards that you can play to make a huge swing of things, and my opponent will do that in just a second. But I believe the only rogue spell that would really help out is Fan of Knives would kill 2 of my minions here, and put the other 2 at lower health. Also, if he is able to kill the Zombie Chow, that will heal him 5 hit points as well, so that would really be beneficial as well. So he takes a while. He's also got the Sylvanas Windrunner, which will take control of one of my minions when it dies, so that's an important thing as well. At first I thought, oh yes, nothing's going to happen here because he doesn't have a taunt, but he kills the Zombie Chow, which heals him, and then he sacrifices the Sylvanas Windrunner, which takes control of another of my minions. And at this point, because the Zombie Chow healed him, I don't have enough left to actually kill him, and then I draw probably the worst card in my entire deck for this situation, which is the Nerubian Egg. So he's down to 6 life, and I'm like, come on, please just draw something. If I drew an Eviscerate, which I believe I was out of them at this point, but Eviscerate and something else the next turn that did damage, or was able to get a couple hits off with my knife, it would still be game, but at this point the opponent definitely has the advantage because he has all the cards and I have no cards, and that's really the weakness with Rogue. Rogue is very strong early game because it has a lot of really good cards, but late game not so much because there's not a lot of opportunity to draw extra cards, and then yeah, Deadly Poison isn't really helping that much. If I could get 2 hits off on the enemy hero, I could still win the game if he doesn't have a taunt or a way to heal himself. However, unfortunately, that's not going to be the case because he just has too much damage out on the field after he played that Frostwolf Warlord, so that's going to be game. But I wanted to show this because I did make a couple misplays early in the game that probably ended up being the reason why the game ended here instead of me having the victory, but that's just something that you kind of learn over time, and of course, putting the unnecessary extra damage on his minion at the end just to rub it in my face a little bit, but that's fine. I deserved the loss, but it was a very close game, and it just goes to show if you have certain cards like Sylvanas Windrunner and a rogue who can do a lot of damage with the swords to minions and stuff, can completely turn around a game even when it looks like it's over. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Farewell.